Hello, welcome back to the FA Championship 2027 Season 5 here in Belgium for the Belgian Grand Prix here at Spa-Francorchamps. And it's your boy King Razza first, your commentator for today, and continue on from a crazy British Grand Prix back in Silverstone, and the likes of Washer taking his first ever win of the season, and for Williams as well. It just clearly shows that I think we can confirm that Williams are definitely in play to get some points. So I have to say in play to get some decent championship points to try and close in on their rivals of Visa Balls and McLaren, Connor Sport. I mean, it's going to be very interesting as we coming down to the last few rounds of the season, and this is one of the longest track, by the way, of the season as well. So we all know how much Spa brings so much brilliant racing around the tracks today, and I can't wait to see what these drivers have in store today here in Spa. As we have a look at the championship, previously from the last round, it's Naz leading the way with Claudia in second, then Ruby in third, Kaylin in fourth, Washer a point behind, by the way, of Kaylin in fifth, Emily in sixth, King Razza seventh, then Josh B in eighth, Rose in ninth, then we have Maddie in 10th, Lydia 11th, and then Zize 12th, Shay, Brandon Al, Fritton, Soraya, Agent, Terrace, Matty, and DJ. And Constructors Championship is McLaren leading the way, McLaren Chrome, Visa Balls in second, with Connor Sport in third, and Lassie Williams in fourth, with Lambert Trizone in fifth, McLaren Shadow in sixth, and Lambert Neon in seventh, Rebel Share in eighth, Persia E-Drive in ninth, and Alpine, they had a great race last time at Silverstone. They bring some upgrades here in Spa. They might be in play to get some points, but they're still in last, so they got a bit of work to do. But my goodness, I feel like the pack is starting to get very close together, as you might see in the qualifying results, because qualifying was really close, I gotta say, and we have a very unexpected grid, and this is what it looked like for today. Yes, it is the likes of Washer on pole position. The last race winner is on pole, with Emily starting in second place. Naz, your championship leader, by the way, is in third, with Fritton starting in fourth. Agent for the Alpine Reyes, I did say Alpine bought upgrades, they are working. He starts fifth, with Josh starting sixth. Ruby, she starts in seventh with Zai. Yes, Peugeot has some pace around here as well. He starts eighth with Maddie in ninth. Then we have Shay starting the likes of 10th place for Lambert Neon, and DJ for the Persia E-Drive, he will start in 11th. Brandon Owl will start in 12th place, with Rose starting in 13th place. Then we have Soraya starting in 14th, and then Lily, she will start in 15th. And then here comes McLaren of Kaylin starting 16th. Matty started 17th, out-qualify your boy King Razza, Claudia 18th, and then King Razza lines up in 19th, and finally Terrence will round the field. But yeah, the big talking story is McLaren Chrome are starting way down the order. Something is definitely going wrong in McLaren Chrome. They've just suddenly lost performance, and they're starting way at the back of the grid, not where you want to start, especially here in Spa. But yeah, they really need a good race today, because yeah, they're losing lots of touch. But let's see what's going to happen, because it's time for the race here in Belgium. The 5 red lights are up on your screens. Lights out, and away we go, and Washer got off the line very well, heading into the likes of turn 1, already trying to class the likes of Naz. Into turn 1 we go. Oh, both drivers in one track, contact, and Josh is in the wall, and out to the race. No, oh my goodness, that was crazy there. Washer and Emily make contact off the first corner, went wide and collided into Josh, and that's Josh Day done. We haven't got into the first corner. Virtual safety car is out. I would prefer a safety car there, because that looked like a very dangerous spot, but Race Control have put out a virtual safety car to try and get that car out of the way. But my goodness, what a crazy start to this Belgian Grand Prix. Carnage into turn 1, and we've already lost one driver as we get ready to get back racing, and it's Naz now leading the way. Fritton, yes, Fritton in the Lassie Williams car. We never see him this high up the order. He's in second. Agent, yes, the Alpine driver is now third because of Washer and Emily. They had a tangle into turn 1 and collided into Josh. What happened there? It's like Washer trying to defend against Emily, but Emily just going for it. She was going to try and outbrake Washer into the break, into turn 1, but it was just not good enough and forces both drivers off track. And then when they rejoin, unfortunately, Josh was just literally a passenger. He was the victim of that incident, and unfortunately just got tagged and into the wall, and that's his day done. So yeah, Josh for the Red Bull, really disappointing start, unfortunately, for the Red Bull Scherer. And by the way, the McLarens have not made any positions as we're back green flag racing now on lap 1. We're watching now Zai and Ruby having a great fight, by the way. Zai is going to try that squeeze Ruby into the big braking zone, but out of the final corner is Naz, your championship leader, leading the way. The DRS is now enabled, ladies and gentlemen. Fritton, I think it's defended against Agent, probably. Maybe not, I don't know. No, it's Wash actually trying to make a move on Agent for podium position, trying to recover the positions that he lost. Matty is in the pits, surprise, on lap 2. So I don't know if there was contact with Matty and the other drivers, maybe with Terrace. I don't know, but he's gone for the hard. So yeah, I feel like Matty might have front wing damage, and unfortunately he has to come into the pit. So that's his day already gone off to a bad start, as Emily and Washer still trying to close down the likes of Agent, but Agent's actually on the sauce, so that's not going to be good news for them. As now we're watching the likes of DJ trying to defend against Ruby now. Ruby's doing everything she can now up ahead. That's Zai trying to defend against the likes of Emily, because Washer got ahead of Zai, and now Emily's going to try and make for a move. Can't find a move there. Emily stays in P5. And by the way, most drivers, I gotta say, is on the softs, compound tires, the likes of Naz and Agent, Zai, Ruby, DJ, Maddie, Shay, Rose, Lily, Kaylin, King Razza, all of them on the softs. So we expect these guys to come into the pits in around about lap 9, lap 10. Ish around for their first pit stop, and then a couple laps later we expect the medium runners to come in. But here is Ruby now, is giving Emily a lot of pressure, and with the DRS is now enabled into the braking zone. Right now Ruby has to go to the outside. Emily just managed to defend that position brilliantly, and Shay and Rose are really giving everything, and Rose nearly got squeezed into the wall there by Shay, I think, as Shay bullied his way through, and as we head into turn 1, oh, Buddy went into the back of Shay. There's more contact into turn 1. How did I manage to keep that unscathed? I don't know. But Shay and Maddie, oh my goodness, that was very close. Maddie nearly crashed out. Well, actually, she went into the back of Shay, but that was very close. But up El Rouge and Radion, and it's not like Maddie got the move done ahead of Shay now, and now she's looking for the move on the likes of Rose right now, with the DRS into the braking zone. Turn 5 into turn 6. There she goes. Maddie to the inside. Rose gonna try and defend it, but it looks like Maddie got the move done, and she's up into 9th place after listening. Oh, contact there, and Zai and Washer make contact, and Zai's now into the wall. Oh dear, oh my goodness, that's a big crash now. That's definitely a safety car there, and that's Maddie. I think that went in right to the back on the likes of Zai. That's a big one. Maddie went into the air there. Let's just hope that she's okay, but my goodness, that was crazy. That was crazy indeed. I mean, Zajtek was in the middle of the track. I think Maddie didn't really see it coming, and unfortunately nowhere to go, and crashed right into him. And that is our first safety car of the race now. Oh my goodness, we're only on lap 3, and absolute carnage just unfolded here in Spa as we skip some laps later on to the end of the safety car period. Lap 5, we're going to go back racing on lap 6. Naz is going to lead us back in the racing, but unfortunately our teammate for Maddie and for Zai, what disappointment for him. I mean, Zai, he was in for some points at the end of the day, and unfortunately he's going to leave with no points. Persia are going to be very disappointed, but I think Maddie will be okay. We do have words from race control that Maddie is okay. Just showing how good these cars are with safety and the roll hoops and everything, safety-wise measurements to keep the driver safe in big crashes like that. And we can't compare it to what happened earlier on in the season. My goodness, we've seen some big crashes. But anyway, we're going to go back racing here. Now it's going to lead us back into green flag racing. Lap 6 out of 22 into turn 1. And Fritton is behind her in 2nd. Agent in 3rd. Washer in 4th. Surprise. I thought Washer would get a penalty for that because he made contact with the likes of Zayda, and Zayda went into the wall. So, bit surprised, I gotta say, that Agent didn't get, Washer didn't get a penalty for that incident, but hey ho, we're gonna keep on going in this race as Brandon now having to try to defend against, yeah, 4 McLaren cars, which is not gonna be easy. And your boy King Razor is gonna try and make it look easy into the likes of turn 5, into turn 6. Lenny and the likes of, I think that might be Soraya, having a fight now for P10. Oh my goodness, someone went wide. That might be Brandon there. Brandon now went wide. Actually, he's having a very, very close scrap with the likes of King Razor the first, as now we're heading down the hill now, coming into the likes of turn 10, I believe, coming into the chicane of turn 12, and now Kane is getting herself involved, trying to get past the likes of Brandon, using the likes of the sock of our tyres, and it's still going at it, these two guys, still alongside each other. And by the way, King Razor is starting to pull away from these guys, but it's not like Kane might get the mistake, maybe not, I don't know, because Agent is still trying to hang in there as we head now round the outside on the likes of turn 15, and it's like Kaylin getting the move done, and Washer has to stay put in the likes of P14. Brandon, sorry, not Washer, Brandon has to stay put in P14, as there is your race leader, Naz, your championship leader, trying to make do, as there goes the likes of Fritton now, making the move on Agents, and Fritton back up into P2. So, wow, I forgot to say that. Well, it's not like Agent managed to make a move on the likes of Fritton. So that's crazy stuff. Agent and the Alpine just managed to get the move on Fritton. Now, I did say that Alpine could have brought upgrades from Silverstone till now, and it's definitely improving the car, and you can clearly see that right here in Spa. And I gotta say, maybe, just maybe, Agent, he could be in play for a podium and potentially a win. I'm just throwing it out there, but Agent could be in contention to get his first ever podium, and possibly another, actually get his first win of the season. But don't count out the likes of Naz or Fritton or any other teams, or Lamborghini. Don't count out Emily either, because I know that they're going to do everything they can to try and make that not look possible for the likes of Agent and Alpine. So strategy is definitely going to have to come into play for this one, because we do expect rain to come to the circuit in a couple of minutes time. So it's all about strategy. When should you pit for the inters when the rain hits? It's so tough, you know, moderating and monitoring where the weather is going when the rain is going to hit. So teams have to strategize this very, very carefully, as in Modern Time Motorsport Racing, as we're watching Washer now trying to keep Emily at bay, but Emily's having none of it. She's going to have the DRS, but also Washer have the DRS, and Brandon actually set the fastest middle sector. So in clean air, on the fresh sauce, he's flying out there as Washer trying to make a move on Agent, can't find a way there, but oh, safety car, oh my goodness, we lost 3 McLaren drivers! Safety car is out, and into turn 1, Matty, Claudia, Kate Russell the first, all out of the Belgian Grand Prix! What in the name happened? McLaren's day has just turned bad to worse to a living nightmare. Big names we just lost. Claudia, who is involved, who is in the championship fight, by the way. That is absolutely gonna hurt her severely in a championship strive against Naz, against Ruby. Oh dear. What is going on with McLaren? What is honestly going on with McLaren? They just seriously don't have the pace today. Neither in Silverstone. They just lost performance. And I think they came together. I think they came together into turn 1. All 3 drivers came together in turn 1. Oh dear, McLaren's day. McLaren's day. I think they really have to have a debrief after that, because we unfortunately didn't catch what happened, but they're going to have a serious debrief after that, and definitely a race to forget. Your 3-time FA champion King Razor, his first retirement of this season, and Claudia also her first retirement of the season. Unfortunately, big names we just lost, ladies and gentlemen, and we are under another safety car, and I think this might be our second safety car of the race. I will watch it, Washer in the pits on those medium combat tires. I think he's going to go for the sauce, maybe, I don't know. Let's see what Lassie Williams will be doing here, as Washer has put on a set of hard compound tyres, so that's going to be interesting. But remember, we do have that threat of rain, so I'm just wondering, why did Williams pitted washer? Is it best to stay out as long as possible until the rain came, or does Williams think that the rain will be coming later on in the race? Well, as we get on to lap 10, it's gotten darker and the rain is falling. And by the way, Alastair Williams also pitted fritted during the safety car as well. So Williams has definitely fouled that strategy, and unfortunately for Fritton and Washer, everyone is going to come into the pits. I don't understand why Williams have pitted Washer during that safety car period, because now it's raining, they're going to lose so much time, and also they have to double stack as well. So it just got back to worse for Williams, and my goodness, they need a recovery drive, as the likes of Terrace, Brandon, DJ, surprise, surprise, I think they all stayed out. They stayed out, yeah, they all stayed out. I'm a bit confused why, but maybe because they don't want to double stack. But for me, in this kind of situation, I would definitely double stack in this kind of situation. So unfortunately for those guys, they're going to lose so much time. But by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Agent, yes, Agent in the Alpine is now probably your lead car, because we're all going to be expecting Terrence Brandon, DJ Shea to come into pits, but Agent, he is going to be leading this race. Emily in second, Ruby third, Naz, your championship leader, who was leading all this race till now, is now down in the likes of P4. So Visa Bulls, unfortunately, have definitely got caught up during the transitions from the slicks to the inters, and there goes your slicks drivers coming into the pits for those inters. I don't know why they didn't do it a lap earlier, but hey ho, we're going to get back racing, and Agent is going to be leading the race for the first time in his FA career. We're back green flag racing, and some odd reason is saying that the safety car is still ending. I don't know what's going on, but race control says that the DRS is disabled, and we're now officially racing here in Spa. It's wet, it's raining, and now it's got a little bit more tricky for the drivers, but Emily is keeping her pressure on the likes of Agent, and Naz is already not wasting any time, getting past the likes of her rival, the likes of Ruby, but Emily looking for the move on the likes of Agent to the inside. Emily and Agent goes, they're side by side, nearly made contact, and by the way, Ruby and Naz also having a fight, but Emily's gonna have the inside line, down the inside she goes. Agent's still gonna try and keep his nose in there, but Ruby's still trying to tag it out from the outside. Emily got the move done, she's up into P1, Agent second place, Ruby down up into third. Actually, she might have reclaimed that P4 position. Naz lost P4, she's still trying to hang it there, but Ruby got the Misa car, or does she? Naz still going side by side with the likes of Ruby now into the braking zone, turn 15, and it's looking like the move might be done. No, they're still going at it. Naz and Ruby are not giving up their fight for this championship strive, as they're still going side by side. Lily, don't cut her out, she could get herself involved, but Naz got the better momentum, and Naz is up into P3. My goodness, it's kicking off here as Lily is also looking for the move. Lily for the Lambert Neon, they're looking for the move as well, but can't find a way down, looking for the move there into turn 1, turn the inside, contact between Lily and Ruby, but they managed to keep the handscape, but they're still going side by side, and now the likes of Kaylin for the McLaren Chrome, going at it with Lily, coming into El Rouge and Volion, a very dangerous place to be side by side, but they managed to keep it clean as we now head into the straightaway now. And it's looking like Ruby and Agent having a great fight, but Agent is focused for P1 yet again. What is going on here? Agent, the Alpine, is fighting for P1. This is crazy stuff. And by the way, the rain has stopped. The rain has stopped as Emily just managed to hang on to P1. Agent is doing everything in his power to try and get past that Lamborghini, but can't find a way there. Emily's doing a great job. Agent's still trying, but can't find a move there, and he has to stay in P2. if you're in the Alpine garage, I'm pretty sure your nerves are going to be skyrocketing up in the air, because seeing Agent here fighting it out for P1 is honestly crazy stuff. But the rain has stopped and the track look very bone dry. It's literally like a 3-minute shower here in Spa. And I might not be surprised if we're going to see some drivers coming into the pits as Ruby and Naz having a big squeeze there. But I think someone's going to come in, and they're both coming in, and the DRS is enabled. Everyone back into the pits. This is a mixed race here of mixed weather conditions, from dry to wet to dry again. I don't know who's going to win out this strategy here, as we're watching Terrace continuing on the likes of the Inters, but Naz is in, she's on the slicks, but I think Emily has jump agent. Yeah, Emily has jump agent, so Lamborghini had jump agent Alpine for the lead of the race. Naz well, eventually in 3rd place, and Ruby in 4th. Fritton in 5th, then Rose, then Kaylin, then Lily, then Soraya, then Washer, and then the likes of Brandon come out the pits last. Yeah, his race has definitely got been ruined. That could be in a points worth finish for him. As we're watching now, Ruby having a go at our championship rival for the likes of net P2 position. Here they go, side by side, making contact. Wheel banging round the front of the corner. Naz on the bar exit, and Adrian said the fastest last sector, but Naz here got the move done. She's up into P3, and Ruby dropped down to P4. Your championship leader back up into 3rd place, and now she needs to set her eyes upon Agent and Emily if she wants any chance of winning this race. But we know Ruby, she's not going to give this one up. And with the DRS and the battery usage, she's going to get past the likes of Naz into the braking zone. And Ruby is up into P3, back up into P3. And Naz has to try again for another day. Look at this. Two drivers at the top of the standings. Wow, Ruby's in 3rd, but top of the Drivers' Championship, fighting it out for P1, fighting it out for this championship, as Agent is fighting it out for his first ever win, side by side with the likes of Emily. Emily's going to try and squeeze him out. They're still going at it, side by side, into the braking zone. Agent to the inside, they're really squeezing each other out, let me tell you, as Agent still trying to hold him on the outside. Now, here comes the braking zone. I still like Agent going to be done. Yes, he does. He's through. Agent, my goodness, that is so close. But in the likes of Emily and Agent, Emily leaves no room for Agent to work with. They're nearly wheel banging there, pretty much for the whole sector. But in the end, Agent gets the lead back away from Emily. Wow, this is incredible racing from all drivers here. They are absolutely giving it everything here in Spa, as here is Naz now closing in on the likes of Ruby. She has the momentum, she has the slipstream, but maybe is there a chance into the braking zone? No, not into the big chicane. Can't find a move there. She has to stay in P4. I'll probably wait for the opportunity in Al Rouge and Radion as we head into turn 1 now. Naz out of turn 1. Does she get a good slipstream? Does she get a good exit? She has. And now it's full throttle to her Rouge and Radion. She's closing in on the Motorsport car. She's closing in on her rival for the championship. And look at that speed she's gaining with the DRS. She's side by side. But Ruby has forced Naz to take the outside line. But that might not matter. But meanwhile, Emily is having a great fight with Agent. Still going side by side. And Emily will have the inside line. These two can't keep each other out of the mix. This is brilliant racing, and Emily retains the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. And Naz, by the way, has got past Ruby. As you see that, she got past Ruby, but my goodness, Emily and Agent, they are really giving it everything. This is brilliant racing between these two drivers, and I'm sure we're going to see more of that as this race continues, as we skip to that later to a virtual safety car. And oh my goodness, oh wow, Kaylin is out. And I think this is from an engine problem. It's an engine failure for Kaylin. I mean, McLaren, they were off pace. They were really off pace throughout the whole weekend, throughout the whole race. And this is the first ever non-finish. All drivers from McLaren Chrome and McLaren Shadow, Kaylin Matti, Claudia King-Raza, all out of this race. And McLaren Chrome, who was leading this championship, the Constructors' Championship, will be leaving with no points. No points for Claudia, no points for McLaren Chrome, no points for McLaren Shadow. It's definitely a day to forget for that team, and they really need to dive down and dig deep and figure out why are they having these issues and come back in the next race stronger than ever, as we've got another virtual safety car. And oh no, it's Rose, who has an engine problem, or it looked like she crashed, I don't know, but it's a safety car. It's a safety car. Safety car has been called out, and we're on lap 19 out of 22. So this could be it, actually. Emily might have won this race, by the way, because I don't think we're going to get back racing again. And hold on, Emily's in the pits. Emily is in the pits. Everyone is in. Oh, hold a minute. Is the rain coming? Yes. Another shower is here. So this race is going to be decided by who done the quickest pit stop in the pit lane. Nervy times for some teams, for Agents and Lamborghini, but I don't think it matters because Emily's already made a pit stop, and Emily is going to come out on top and leads here in Spa under safety car conditions. Agents for Alpine, they just missed out on the opportunity for winning the race, but hang on a minute, they are still gonna finish on a podium. For Alpine, that is honestly incredible stuff. I think Agents started like P5, P6, and look where he is now, P2. That is honestly incredible stuff from Alpine. Fair play, and just showing those upgrades really helped them out. And I gotta say, they're gonna get some great points for themselves to lift themselves off the bottom of the table in the team standings. Nad, I think she'd have to settle for P3, but nevertheless, that's such a great result for her. And Ruby in P4, I'm pretty sure this championship fight, if it continues like this, if McLaren Chrome, if McLaren as a whole still have an issue with their performance, well, I mean, it could look like it could be a two-way fight. Nas versus Ruby. Hold on a minute, we're on lap 22 out of 22, and Emily has overtaken the safety car. What's going on here? I don't know what's going on, but the safety car is ending. We're on the last lap, but Emily's rounding the final corner, and she's going to win the Belgian Grand Prix, and that's going to be her first win of the season. But what the hell happened there? Agent is going to finish in second place. Like, why did the safety car? What's going on in the safety car period? Where is the safety car? Oh no, Nats just dropped down to P9. Oh my god, Fritzy's going to get podium. Fritzy's going to finish in third. Ruby fourth. Nats down in P9. What? I'm so confused. What just happened? What just happened? What happened? I'm so confused, but well, let's go through the results, and these are the official results, and it's Emily. Congratulations to her again, her first win of the season. Lamborghini yet again nailed that strategy yet again, but yeah, Emily, well done to her. She's done a great job, and yeah, I think she deserved that win. Definitely. Agent. Celebrations for Alpine as well. Brilliant stuff for him. There we have Fritz and Ruby, Soraya, Terrace, DJ, Brandon Al, Naz, Washer, Shay, Lily, and look at that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 retirements. What a crazy day here in Spa, and that is your championship standing. It's Naz leading the way, and now Ruby has leapfrogged Claudia for P2, and third place is going to have to be Claudia. Caitlin down to fourth, then Washer, then Emily, King Lancer, Josh, Rose, Maddie, Lily, Zizo, Fritz and Shay, Agent, Brandon Al, Soraya, Terrace, DJ and Matty, and constructor standings. McLaren Chrome still lead the way, even though they failed to score points. They really need to find some performance in Hungary next time out, as Visible second, then Motorsport, Williams, Lambo Trizone, McLaren Shallow, Lambo Neon, Red Bull Shearer, Alpine Arrest, and Peugeot eDrive. That is your constructor standards. And I don't know what happened in that ending, but Naz, she finished in P9, and I'm sure she's definitely going to go to FAX Racing and the stewards to tell her what the heck happened at the end of that safety car. I mean, we've got some questions. I think FAX Racing got some work to do, but that's your results, and that's what we have to roll with for now, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on to Hungary. So that's the end of this episode. It's a crazy one, and let's see what Hungary will bring. It's looking like it's going to be a two-way scrap between Naz and Ruby. Who will win it out there? We'll find out when FAX Racing returns. Bye-bye, and good night.